think they had beef, just it was fake beef. It wasn't nothing all that. I think Derek was like kind of jealous. It was a jealous thing that Baby was catering to my son, and he can. You see, that's what it was.
Why do you think Baby took a liking to BG so much?
He know my son got a good heart, and he's soft-hearted. He know it.
Right.
He know it.
Right.
That's why, because Baby ain't gonna let no cutthroats around him.
And what about Slim? Why everybody always talks about Baby, but Slim is an equal partner? How was the relationship with Slim?
Slim was everything. That was everything. He was the man. I swear, he was the sweetest. He's the sweetest. I can't say a thing about him.
So, but why don't everything go smooth?
Because they still brothers. They still brothers. When they get together, they gonna stick together. They stick together. But Slim's a person, but they sticks together. Believe that.
Well, that's a blessing that they helping Jesus. So, but they in Jesus' corner right now.
Yeah, as far as money on his books.
Wow, what's happening in New Orleans? It's your favorite weatherman, Biggie Fresh. You heard it. We're standing right here on Uptown BG Avenue.
Why do you think Jesus stayed in the hood and stayed so deeply rooted when everybody's...
What's good, homie?
He said he loved.
Sitting out here on the porch, watching some videos, seeing who tapped in, seeing who's out there right now. I was gonna post out here, but this rain, man, and it's kind of spotty coming and going, so I was just sitting out here just watching this. I don't know if you're hip to Cash Money Records and all that shit, but this is BG's mom. Cause she used to work with him. She was on the streets with Baby and Slim and them. So I was just sitting here watching that. Cause there's another one I wanted to do a reaction on his. He's the half brother, I believe, of Birdman and Slim. And Gangsta Williams. And he's recently released from prison, and he got a channel. He just got monetized on there. So I was gonna check that one out. Too. But I was gonna do a reaction to that because I don't know if you can see that the title on that one, Boosie. I understand you heard. So he's going at Lil Boosie. I don't know if you caught that Vlad TV interview. With Lil Boosie, and he asked him about Gangsta Williams and that whole case. So check that out, cause he's real hot boy. BG gets his name from Gangsta Williams. That's my understanding. Now I had caught wind of him before he had gotten out, cause he's a killer. He was about that life. He was part of that whole, Cash Money thing. He was there when they made the agreement that this is going to be the rules, and that's that, and you don't break them. He broke them. Now, okay, so he's doing 100 and something years in Angola on a murder that he wasn't convicted or nothing on. Nothing, just because they wanted him, you got to understand New Orleans. You gotta kind of dig into a lot of the stuff that's on YouTube about New Orleans and Katrina and all that, and when it was the murder capital and whatnot, and who was doing their thing out there, and he is one of them. But so he had been in a couple decades and makes a decision. You know what I mean? To turn. Right, so he makes a deal with the government to give up 2 bodies, 2 murders. Now the 2 murders that he gave up, were done by his homies, his partners, and he what was that again? I didn't catch that. Listen, I don't know how that shit worked. Hold on. I can't say I didn't catch that, but What did you say? I didn't catch that comment. I'm trying to figure out how to get it back though. I'm trying to figure out how to do these comments. Hold on. Yeah, I can't see. I can't figure out how to get to. Whatever. Live chat, yeah. They wouldn't let me go live before. Now they are, so it makes a big difference. So I could, take some questions. You know what I mean? And just see what's going on. See what's good. What are you doing right now, anyway? What are you doing, bro? What are you cooking? What was for dinner tonight? I had me some pizza. Actually, my little brother comes through, bro. So I hadn't seen my little brother in a minute. I hadn't seen my little brother in a hot minute. And he comes through. He's on his way to Peoria to pick up. Oh, you're in Utah? What are you doing out there? Now, I bet it's nice out there, huh? I bet weather's nice, huh? Utah? Hell yeah. Where you at in Utah? That's a strange ass place, Utah. Yeah. But I was thinking about. I never been there, but I was thinking about somebody I knew from up there. Yeah. And trip out on.
It's good. He just said he's not gonna forget his people.
Do you think that was the cause of him getting in a lot of legal trouble?
Yeah.
So you think BG kept it too real?
Yeah.
Does he ever mention, like in y'all
Shit, I would love to move out of here, bro. Like, I don't understand why people stay. I mean, I do my monster, but I wanted to go back to Texas, but nah, Texas ain't. It's too crazy out there, man. The fucking politics and shit in Texas right now. It's nice out here right now, though. It's muggy because it was raining. It stopped. So Garfield, huh? So how old are you? Yeah. Yeah. There was one. I don't fuck with him. I don't talk to him. I mean, that's a decision he made. I was good, you know what I'm saying? That's a decision he made. I was perfectly fine. Like I said, I didn't have no beef. There's no reason for it, you know what I mean? Other than some petty politics as I see it, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got a whole other life to consider, you know what I'm saying? I just try to maintain the peace, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to bring closure for those who want it, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot that have come to me that want it. And, those that have, they've for the most part gotten it, but, there's always those opposing winds, you know what I'm saying? And for me, I don't understand it because we all come from the same place, you know what I'm saying? And like we all go back to an innocence when we played marbles together, you know what I mean? Moved out 20 years ago. 20 years, where we at? 20. How old are you? I got some people. I got little homie, 46. Oh, so you're younger than me. The little homie I was messing with. I was fucking around with the paisas in Sinaloa. I was living out there in Texas. His dad, last name's Granados. He was a Golden Gloves from Tolleson. And I believe his tia, he said she was like the superintendent of the school board out there in T-Town. We used to go out there all the time, piñas and fuegos. The homies from Black Rhino used to do security over there at Fuego, so we was always over there and shit. And then I forget the DJ's name. I forget who was DJ then, but yeah, it was always drink free and shit, be over there all the time. And then like the homie Humpy, his name's Humpy. I think his dad's name Humpy too. He killed himself. his primas and them used to always hang out over there at Piñas though. I just didn't like Piñas because it was all crowded in that motherfucker. When did you live in Garfield? I'm trying to think of somebody else from Tolleson who I know from out there. It's a totally different world, huh? Being 46 now, looking back to teenage years here in the valley, you know what I mean, and what it was like here, being a teen. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, I went to prison at 15, cut that case at 15, but I mean, even going further back than a teen. You know what I'm saying? In '88, I turned 13, but like looking even further back, cause like. You being in Tolleson, you're off the Salt too. You're off the river bottom too. Piñas is the shit. Being able to go down to the river bottom as kids and shit when that water used to run through there, be able to go down and go fishing and shoot some shit. Ow. But then even being teens, what it was like, man, like. The space between Phoenix and Tolleson, like how many fields and shit there was going from here to there back then. You know what I mean? Let's say late 80s, early 90s. Like how much this shit's changed. The valley's changed from East Valley to West Valley. You know what I mean? Shit, you know. And if you were in and out of the mountains too, you already know like everybody going in and out, coming back out of the hood, how we would get out here and rub shoulders. Hey, the river. Look, I gotta put this out there. I gotta say that. I gotta get on some political shit. Speaking of the river bottom, and we in this drought, we're getting this rain, and this is good, but we lost nature's flow here. In the Salt River, the Colorado River that once used to flow into the Baja from the snow melt and everything in Utah and Colorado and all that, come down these rivers and flow into that, and it created the monsoon, which we used to get more rain, way more rains. Remember what the rivers used to look like during monsoons and what monsoons actually used to look like. You know, you would get days of it. We don't see that shit. You know what it is. But now you can Google the shit. It's the Colorado River is going backwards. It don't flow this way no more. It goes this way now. And the water line behind the dams is like this. So think about it. There's gonna come a point where there's absolutely no, like it just dries out. What are we gonna do? We're gonna sit there and rain dance, thinking that we're getting what little moisture we have left here. So it's essential to it. You know what I mean? But you know, because I think about like growth opportunity too, bro. Because like, look, it's not like we have to. We could build pumping stations, right? We can strategically along the river's banks. We can build pumping stations that pulls the water off of the running from the rivers. That pulls the water off of their running into these pumping stations that are smaller sized power generating plants, and Yeah, it's hot as fuck. That's what I'm saying. It's all right now. It's muggy, but it's all right now. But these plants will produce power and send it to those strategic locations, right? So there's not a larger pool the way it is set up. So you can tie these smaller infrastructures of power grids into it. You know what I mean? And also with these pumping stations, there will be strategically along the rivers banks. The water can be pumped into where it's necessary, like into our reservoirs or whatever, but the water will still run its course. You know what I'm saying? And then with these pumping stations like that, we're able to pump the water out of state. You know what I'm saying? We're able to pump the water literally out of states in the case of emergencies and floodings. You see what I'm saying? So we create a far greater hydroelectrical grid for ourselves. And then what we can do is we don't need those dams. I mean, we have to incrementally and strategically release the water, like going into a monsoon, pre-monsoon. That water should be back into the Baja. You know what I mean? That way we'll get it as normal and just cut it off once it flows there, so we have that downstream. You know what I mean? Whatever happened to Rocco? Last I seen him was at Buckley. Was it Buckley? He was getting play in the courts because juveniles can't be sentenced to life no more. So last I heard, he was getting play in the courts. He was looking at coming home. That's the last I heard. I don't know. Last I heard, Gaki was out, but Rocco, that's the last I seen him, was in Buckley. But he was doing good. Rocco's Rocco, bro. You know what I mean? Like, if you know him, you know what I'm saying? Like, but hopefully he gets out, bro. Hopefully he gets a taste of this, because going in there so young, it's different when you get out at this age. No matter what he does. Oh, you were at the Wasp? Yeah. I can't even remember when he went into PC, actually. You know what I mean? I honestly don't remember. But, wait. Yeah, I do. I can't remember the but yeah, we had just gotten to Barchi, actually, from Manzanita. So, 2010. And the last time I seen it was right before I got out in 2018. We were there in Buckley because Tino was there at Buckley too. Him and the homie Angel was there. His brother Angel was there. But they moved in because they're not supposed to be in the same yard together. Shit, I remember. Oh, Nasty Boy, he was Marcelli when I left. Fucking Negro, Reggie Martinez from Southside Posse. He was there. He left right out. Well, he went to Ras Maston, went home. Who? Rocco? I know Rocco was. That's fucking muggy out here. Yeah, bro. In the end, I mean, everybody. That's the thing about it, bro. People can act and say what they want, bro. But like, being from here, we know that there's a unique story. There's a unique story. Yeah, he is a good vato. You know what I mean? We're all good. Honestly, you know what I mean? We know what it was, man. You know what I mean? I just look at it like the show's over. You know what I mean? Because you look at how homies started doing homies. You know what I mean? And it's always been, people from Dupa Villa, especially with the east side, that have been, had reigns there and have been in positions of power and influence. And you see what's happened, man, and how, homies turn on homies if homies don't comply. Like, that's something I don't get. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand that. But, you know what I mean? That's not. My thing is, bro, shit, basketball was everybody from the projects thing. That's. I'll get you a squad for that. I bet you nobody can fuck with the dupes and no hoops, bro. Nobody can fuck with no dupes and the hoops. Ask anybody. Only people that could fuck with us was IG Homes. Only IG Homes Boys Clubs, the homies from the Dub, can fuck with us. And only because they have the homie Kazi, dog. You know what I mean? They had a few of the homies though. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was, man. I lost my rag in the water. Fuck. But yeah, shit. That's Dupes is known for hoops. Dupes in the hoops. Dupes in the hoops. I think I'm have to write that one. Dupes in the hoops. Yeah, that's everybody. But hell yeah, shit. I remember too, and I tell this story to homies is fucking. I remember cause like I had homies that they had scholarships, man. Fucking the homie Doe, Kazi, and them. They had scholarships, to play college ball, man. They could have fucking, they were beasts. And I'm thinking like, I was telling all the homies in the minors and this shit, Lil Rick, Lil Arjun, everybody was in there. I was bragging on the homies like, man, I'm gonna look at, cause I was just always watching basketball. We was always out there balling. Those of us that play ball, cause Lil Outlaw from West, I said, there was a few of us that we used to ball and shit. We just had that one little court. And we used to always bragging on the homies and shit. And fucking I go back on my Rule 32 right before I turned 18. That's when Casper and Laffy and there's a gang of homies that were in there on their cases. You know what they were in there for and shit. And then actually Gaddafi comes through there. He gets transferred at that time. We crossed paths in the horseshoe, and that's where coming in I crossed paths with the homie Kazi, man. I'm like, I was just bragging on the homie, and I get in there and he's all cuffed up and shit on some big perm shit coming through in the ice cream truck. I know nothing about this shit. And after I heard, it just dawned on me, I wasn't surprised. Like, I should have known better, man. All that motherfucker did was play basketball and sold caps and shit that we stole for at Park and Swap. He had sense enough to get us to steal caps, you know what I'm saying, wholesale, go out there retail. You know what I mean? So I was about like, dang, man, that guy's doing that shit. But yeah, Dupes in the hoops. That shit changed a lot of people, man. You know what I mean? Like, the personalities of people changed as a result of it. You know what I mean? Like, SSI, take care of my mom. If I get monetized on this channel, I'll be doing this. Actually, I'm doing this for a living. It's like I tell people right now. I'm interning for this major media corporation right now. I'm interning to be the CEO. So you know what I mean. But now, otherwise, cause I don't do nothing, bro. I'm not even tripping about it. You know what I mean. My mom needs me here. You know what I mean. So I'm more valuable and resourceful here. So I just leave what they give me on the table. And I'm basic, bro. Like, I live that life though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've already been there, dog. Like, I've been down that road. Like, and that's my whole message. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have no conflict with it no more. I've been on there and, you know, I had to delete all those videos. You know what I mean? But, so yeah, it's, you know, I'm just chilling, bro. Like, I'm in retirement. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a war veteran, bro. Like, see, this is the thing about me. Like, homie gets out, and it's like I appreciate the homies out. Like, I don't want nothing to happen to him. Like, I don't want nothing like that for either of us. Like, I want the best. I was hoping we could. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't gotta be that way. That's my whole thing. But if it's politics and it's politics, cool. Just don't bring that shit around me. Don't think to do that, dog. Just let it be clearly understood. That's all my thing. You know what I mean? And otherwise, you know, I wish I would. That's the thing. It's like, you know, if I wanted to kick it with you, the question I said, you know, I wish you the best. You know what I mean? And that's not for that life and that lifestyle is not the best for nobody. It's not good for nobody, and we all know it. It doesn't lead to nowhere. You know what I'm saying? When you got when you got Sammy the Bull and all these mob dudes, all these major, all this dudes, like all this stuff's exposed on YouTube like it is, and you still want to play this at this level when it's like these street gangs, this all of these, and then like these crews, because it'd be like you just got like homies that they have their little record thingies. They be doing they got the little studios and little records, selling their little thing. People don't understand the explosion of what's the undercurrent of what's happening here on these streets. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, I mean, we have an underground here that's not, you know, we ain't in the mainstream. It's not, bro. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, listen, right is right and wrong is wrong. You understand what I'm saying? Right is right and wrong is wrong. And like, if I do wrong, bro, no matter what, if I do wrong, then you shouldn't stand up for me if I'm wrong. I don't expect nobody to stand up for me if I'm wrong. But see, you got people, they'll stand up for someone if they're wrong. And see, when it comes to like politics, okay, on YouTube, check out Mr. Larry. Check out Mr. Larry out of Texas. He did 43. I think that's the name of his channel, 43 to Life or something like that. But listen, he was a building tender in TDC back in the 70s. If you know anything about the building tender system, then or not, check that out. But when I listen to him speak and talk about the way it was prior to this point, and the fools from the TS try to make it seem like they're the ones who did that. That's not true, and you have to hear it from himself. But I know that's not true because the homie Tejano, I can't remember his first name, but his last name's Castañeda. He had the patch right here. He used to go out with the homegirl Josie Chavez back in the 70s when they used to live in the Sidney P projects, and then he's telling me when they moved to the Dupes. And I didn't know that. He told me a lot about that I didn't know, like about the, you know, like stuff about Josie, like in the kids and stuff. Like he loved them, like, you know what I mean, like he loved them. But yeah, Tejano, he's a founding member of Texas Syndicate in San Quentin, in California, or wherever it was when they in California, whatever prison they started it at. I don't remember now. And I can't remember the other dude that was their pops. I can't remember. He's another one. They have they tell a totally different. You know what I mean? They give a different impression of what it was, because the reality of it was, bro, you couldn't do that California shit like that, bro. You could, or even like right here, you could. They have building tenders. Listen, bro. The rules were simple. The rules were simple. You know what I'm saying? And each one was predicated upon that building tender. And these motherfuckers had access to files and all that shit. You know what I mean? Because it's like, they'll beat you to death. Motherfuckers don't want to have to deal with no paper, all this shit. It's an accident. You see what I'm saying? So if a motherfucker gets in a debt, you know what I'm saying, and you can't pay, you paying with your ass, or you paying how you paying. People understood that. If you wanted to be left alone, it said that they didn't fuck. We wasn't like that. People that got fucked, wanted to get fucked. Otherwise, you fought. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until a lawsuit actually changes that there. You know what I mean? But he explains a lot of that on his channel. You know what I mean? He's since passed away. So rest in peace to Mr. Larry. He actually earned a doctorate degree while in TDC during that time. So yeah, he got some really good. He got a good channel. But yeah, I mean, you know, that's the thing about it. You know what I mean? Is that it's a clusterfuck. It's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just a clusterfuck. And you know, the thing with the history here is that it's been so convoluted, right? Like there's been so much twisting of the shit, and because they want so bad to conceal how brutal it was at the time and how fucking sick these fucking booty bandits were. They're sick fucking child pedophiles, bro. You know what I mean? It's way better. You know what I mean? I didn't have to go through that though, actually, because fucking Paul Eppinger made a statement to Detective Mike Mine in open court. He told them, bragging and shit, I was gonna kill him because he believed I was an informant. There's no paper. There's nothing. It's a lie. It's a fabrication. I don't want to get into the story right now. You know what I mean? I'll reserve that for later. You know what I mean? I'm reluctant to even go into that because the homie got out. And I'm trying to give them their space. You know what I mean? Because I don't know nothing about nothing. I don't. I've been when did I 2000 November 7th of 2000. I caught my case. So you know what I mean? I don't. My interest is only my interest was only in the heartfelt experience, bro. Like the heartbreak, the misery, the everything that came with that story, bro. Everything, cause like it's such a heartbreak on how people that were my brothers, like we slept on the floor together. It wasn't even about that. It's about homie love that we go back so far back. You know what I mean? And like, you know, tight until then. Like you said, with the politics, bro, it changed everything. You know what I mean? It totally changed everything, man. It was just totally bad for this. That's why Dave Fieros wanted to keep the homies from the dupes out of it. He never wanted us involved in that shit, bro. That was RJ's thing. And you see, like this, you know, for so long, none of this shit was ever known, and it was always swept under the rug. I mean, it was a really well-known secret. You know what I'm saying? Like, what it is very few of us knew the truth about it. You know what I mean? Knew that much about it, the inner workings of what's happening, the politics behind, you know, each move and shit. You know what I mean? Because it's like before, you know, you had Chopper on here trying to clown talk shit, you know, they were gonna kill me because I snitched on my homie or whatever, and Little Ricky and this and that, not understanding the politics of what was happening. He only confirmed what I was saying, you know what I mean? But forgetting the part about the banning of drive-bys and why that came to pass behind my case when I didn't even do a drive-by. There's no drive-by in my case, none. When you drive by, you shoot driving by. That's not my case. That's not the evidence. That's not the test. That's not the record. It didn't happen. But because they did that over there in California in 92 at the time. So 93 when I turned 18, February 93 when I turned 18. Ricky turns 18 August of 92. And we're Sally's at the time. And then when I catch back up with him in February, my birthday of 93, him and David are Sally's. Him and Dave Fieros are Sally's. They had just gotten, well, David flushed the dope, but he had it in his thing when he's ironing and shit, and they fucked up the cops, and they flushed the shit. Rick was on his bed, and whole fiasco, you know what I mean? And they're upstairs from me in CDU. So, and like at the time, because David left before, so me and David we didn't get to talk until after I got out. But what he would say would come out when I would run into Crow. You know what I'm saying? Like that part would play out. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, Little Ricky being in the South, but then me and Little Ricky were on a whole other schedule too. Because David got up early in the morning and we were just going to sleep. It would be a all night event. I'll be sitting up there on the fucking show. We'd be sitting on the desk, standing on the shelf up there, talking at the event in CDU in Tucson, and then we'd go to the law library and shit, and we would go in the middle of the night over there to the law library at Cimarron and shit. They'd take us over there. I remember that's when fucking Because Aaron brother had killed some fool in Simran at the time. A bunch of them were in there. Suicide Slim. Suicide Slim ended up snitching and shit. Bunch of some other fools from Aaron brother were in there, and I remember they stabbed fool. We were in the van. They stabbed that fool. That one of the fools that had told for that murder in Simran, because at that time they were the hottest at the time. Like they were. They were going like maybe 2.5 bodies to every one of the Mexican mafia, and they had Die Hard in them, like that section of Rocky Wheeler section, Rocky Spencer, that section of the Council of Aryan Brotherhood that they were at war with the cops in there and shit, shooting at them, fucking slitting cops' throats through the traps and shit. So it was real hot when I got it there. Like when I turned 18, they had just swept SMU. It was all over the media. He was working, last I heard. I think he graduated school. He was just working. He's waiting to get. He needs a governor's pardon in order to work what he wants to do. When he went to school and got his degree and everything to do, he needs a governor's pardon, and that way he can tell his story and everything else. You know what I mean? Like. And it's frustrating for him, bro, because, like, you know, he wants nothing more than that opportunity in life, you know what I mean, to, you know, but he needs, because of the nature of his case and everything. Like, he has a landmark case. He made it to the Supreme Court. I don't know if you know a lot about the Supreme Court. Like, people take a lot of shit for granted, but, like, a lot of cases don't, like, very, very few. Like, there's thousands, tens of thousands of cases that go to the Supreme Court every session. And there's maybe only 5 cases that they'll take. You know what I mean? So to be granted cert in a case where they'll hear it, like David's case they heard, RJ's case they heard. David's case is because of brain dead, because he was still alive. You know what I'm saying? So David was alleging that he didn't kill him. They did when they pulled the plug. But they're saying, no, we can't just keep him alive just so you don't get a murder. Basically, the legal reasoning, you know what I mean? And then RJ's case is landmark and hits the Supreme Court because of the felony murder. And if memory serves me correctly, that's the first felony murder in this state, I believe. And this is when, you know, because like David's case is 77. Who, David? No, David felt repercussions. He just did. The repercussions just didn't come from them. It came from my generation. That call was made by someone from my generation. That was after David was in the 2000s when David gets hit, but he got hit. Yeah, it's other homies got hit too. The homie Mario, the Rock, a lot of homies got hit on this crossfire shit whenever they split up, whatever. But I don't know, bro. I never got into the details of that split or none of that shit. Like I was never interested like that. You know what I mean? So, after I got out, you know what I mean. My only interest in it was how it affected the homies like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like once I went in, I was done. I don't give a fuck. But then like. You know, David comes in, all these homies are coming in and telling me these fucked up ass stories and what's going, like, just these individual stories, but there's nothing about the split, who's where. I just know, like, Indio and Chop, or Trigger, the Trigger Boy, whatever, and I don't know, bro. Like, honestly, like, because I got arrested November 7th, 2000. After that, they were already in there. Because once that cop and his 16-year-old son get killed in New Mexico, they got to get him off the street. So, they snatched him up. They had nothing on me. I'd already been picked up. All of a sudden had already been pulled in that they had anything on. Yeah, he's hopefully, man, he could tell his story, man. Hopefully he can do a greater good, you know what I mean? Because, like, he's another one that truly feels it, bro. The impact of it, knows the repercussions. There's consequences that's felt immediately. You know what I mean? David had to deal with immediate consequences because, like, you know, there's negotiations that have to be made in order with David in order for him to step out the way and for Slow to get his to fall the way it does. 'Cause they fucking did that to Wimpy. They did that. And the RJ gets the internal security. David's out the way. That's how it rolled. Because Wimpy was on that side. Wasn't. There was okay when David comes into play. When David gets there, Posse, JB, and Wimpy, they want to do their own thing. They want to, you know what I'm saying? When it was a one man, one vote thing, like, nah, motherfucker, you ain't all that. And so when David gets there, he's like, nah, that ain't, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't want part of it, bro. He didn't agree with none of it. The patch, none of it. His primary thing was the ass taking, bro. Those fuckers were shit was. That's why they don't want, you know what I mean? Like, that's why the story's told the way it's told. You know what I mean? Because, listen, Pete Moreno, it's on the record. He doesn't, his number and there, none of that, this on the record coincides with him being there when it started. He's there when they're already stabbing each other in Central Unit. There's already a whole bunch of shit that's already happened when he gets there. You know what I'm saying? RJ comes back in that motherfucker and you know, Jesse Leyva gets killed and you know, that's where he makes his name for himself, you know what I mean, when he gets back in there, RJ, because you gotta think about it, the homie, I think RJ was in his early 20s or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So homie gets back out, you know, he just does his first bit in the pen and the walls of all places and shit. He gets back out on the block. He's with his little brother-in-law, Philip. And they smashing this motherfucker. I don't understand something, bro. The homies from the hood were hitting gas stations on the regular. Give it up. Them motherfuckers weren't playing, bro. Motherfuckers coming up with that shit. Give it up, motherfucker. Don't look at me, motherfucker. That's how that shit was. And they were on a spree that night of armed robberies when that cop gets the call and they cross paths and it's that shootout. RJ gets shot. I don't remember if Philip got shot, but I know Johnny, the OG Johnny Vallejo's, rest in peace, he gets shot and killed, and that's how RJ gets the felony murder. And then Phil Tao, so that's where like Davey, when he stepped down, he's like, Phil came nothing. That's why I didn't understand how Phil ended up getting made later. After I was gone, I didn't understand everything that happened after. But see, there's always these transitions, like from when David was there and he got out, to when I was there and got out, to, you know what I'm saying? And that's where it catches back up with David. You know, he ends up in PC and getting out, which was, you know, it serves him well. You know what I mean? You know, it just added to it because he could tell, you know, another one he stitched up himself. But I guess there was homies there that turned their back on him. They knew and shit didn't have his back. And the homie Mario says the same thing about homies, like, you know it's coming, bro. If they're going to get me, they're going to get you. They're just getting me first. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Mario's in the yard. And they get Mario. Yeah, if you're from Duperville, you might want to jump shit, bro. You might want to fight with your homie. But it's Mario, we're going to fight, bro. Like, we're going to get fucked up. We're not going to get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And Mario slept 5 of them right at the yard office. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker, you know, you can't fuck with that. He's a beast. You know what I'm saying? But you just can't. You know, there's so many motherfuckers you can fight through. RJ went through that shit when he went to Joliet. I mean, when he went to States, when he was in Statesville. But I don't know, man. Fucking. It seems such lifetimes ago, bro. Like, I can't even, like, my last time out in the field out there in that lifestyle, bro, was when I was out in Texas. And going back and forth, you know, Midwest, Texas, and Mexico and shit. And fucking, even that, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I did 4 and some change, and I've been out 4 and some change. So now I was only back like days, I think it was, when I came back from Texas and got arrested on that warrant, which is actually the same day Chapo got arrested. We got arrested the same day. The homie India tell you too that story about that chick. She was the manager, night manager over there at the motel. She was kicking us out and shit. She was a paisa from Sonora. We was talking. I was out in the distractor because the homie India was packing up all his shit and he had a bunch of work and shit. You know what I mean? Plus he was tattooing, selling work, doing all kinds of shit. They were shooting porn. All kinds of shit was going on over there, bro. His shit was wild, man. His shit was wild. India got some wild ass stories. Anyway, wild ass Indian. Fucking So I'm distracting her shit and I'm, talking to her, she's from Sonora, people, whatever, and she's all, Viva Chapo, Viva Chapo. And I had just posted on fucking Facebook, I gave him 30 days. I gave him 30 days. And we was at 30 days. And I'm telling her, I said, man, that motherfucker's gonna be God in the morning. I'm talking shit, fuck Chapo. He's lucky because I was telling her, I was over there, I was telling her what I was doing and shit. I was telling her straight up what the fuck I was doing, who I was doing it with. She's like, you really know? Like, yeah, motherfucker. And so, cause I sensed all this coming, you know what I mean? And so fucking, I said, yeah, that motherfucker's gonna be done in the morning. Why? She's like, they ain't gonna never get Chapo. They ain't gonna never get Chapo. So he gets his shit, and I come back over here. We're over there. It's like across from Castle Coast, whatever, off the I-17, that motel. So I get back over here. I'm over here, and early in the morning, the homie Indio hits me up, fool. He's like, hey, fool, you hear what happened? I was like, what? He said, go online, check it out, fool. They busted Chapo this morning. They got him, fool. I was like, how you know, fool? He's like, hey, fool, that girl went fucking banging on every door, came looking for you, fool. She's like, how the fuck did you know that they were going to get him this morning? Ain't no way in the world. Hey, RJ died of like organ failure. RJ, yeah, bro. RJ lived a while after he was pretty much pronounced dead. Like he lived a while with no liver, no kidney, all kinds of no functions, bro. Like that's a beast right there. RJ was a beast, bro. Like that was and he didn't go out like you think. You know what I mean? Like RJ called the shots to the end. You know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna get into that. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I mean. I was actually out here. I was actually out here when he passed away. A bunch of the homies went to the funeral. I didn't go. They wanted me to go. I didn't. I was like, nah, cause I knew like Chunky and all them were gonna be there, and it's like one of those things where my presence would only make it worse. You know what I'm saying? And there would be no way of me avoiding what I know would happen. You know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't have been good for them. It wouldn't have been good for them. It wouldn't have been good for them. That's the thing. They can think whatever they want, bro. Like even like Ricky and them, they know that shit when it comes to the hood, dog. They're from the hood. They know that they gain their power and influence in that shit through the respectability of the neighborhood, dog. Each and every one of them, the members there, all of them, bro. We know that shit. You don't got that shit. You don't got that shit, bro. But I got that shit because I was born into it. I didn't ask them to be there and bring me there and all that other shit, bro. I've been out. While I was in the PC in 2000, I think it was 2000. So I don't hear nothing good about it, bro. I don't hear nothing good about it. But when I look at what these dudes look like going into there, this generation is going, and it doesn't even matter if they're going there on murder or whatever. Just like their whole style and shit, what they're about and whatnot. Like I would look. For them dudes like my age and older, whatever, they've been in the internet system all that time. And for these dudes coming in there fresh with this shit into that prison system with you know, with murder, whatever. And I hear they motherfuckers ain't be having murder. Motherfuckers just be getting, they just, a lot of motherfuckers getting dope, they getting on or whatever. I don't know, bro. I don't know what the fuck it is. But when I look at, like I said, this generation as a whole, it's like they were so easy to manipulate. Like, I would have no respect for that. How easy this generation is to manipulate. Like, when that wasn't us coming into there. You know what I'm saying? And I know that, like when my homies going in there, certain homies and shit, when they're on the yard, whatever, like, that's theirs because they don't give a fuck. That homie's got to be here or not. You know what I'm saying? They're there. You know what I mean? And you know, but it's just, my thing is that homies just need to just, look, man, you from the hood, be from the hood. Don't go get jumped in another gang, because if you do, you're not from the dupes no more. Like, that's what everybody tell you. You ain't from the dupes, bro. You don't have that no more. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, don't, you know, for one, like, that's the thing is to keep the homies from going in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my whole thing, is to keep the homies from getting locked up, man. Trying to explain, and you know, there's a different way. There's a far better way of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing no one can tell me about that life, about gangs and gang banging or none of that shit. Like, there's no, what are you gonna tell me? What's your beef with? Who you got beef with? Let me get the details. Let me judge. Let me see. Let's see who started it. He started it. He stole my pencil. But we know what it is with us. Right. It don't. I don't. Look. This, and that's where, and I get see why you brought that up. I understand why you brought that up. But what was I gonna say? Nah, I put two and two together. Yeah, I don't get it, bro. Like, I don't. Why would you want to further throw your life away anymore? Like, there's no respectability in that, and they gotta know that going in there. Like, I don't. It's the applied pressure, bro. That's what it is. Listen, studies have proven that the most intimidating place, chow halls in prison, and everybody experiences the first time. It don't matter, bro. You walk into a chow hall, you know what it is. You all feel that terror. It don't matter. It don't even matter, because if you get there, you have to look for it. If you're walking into that chow hall with nobody that you know, they tell you that, hey, there's so and so that's here or there, whatever. You still have a certain apprehension, because you don't know who and what the fuck else you're gonna see in a sea full of loud, obnoxious motherfuckers. That's some intimidating shit. And then to have the experience of motherfucker getting stabbed or some shit in the chow hall, like some of us have, like, that's crazy shit. But, and you know, you think about this generation, the cloth that they're cut from, because they're like, it's like, oh, I know your dad. That's a homie. And it's like, but when I look at who his dad was or whatever, it's like, oh yeah, he was always cool and shit. You know what I mean? But like, he wasn't like that though. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you further removed from that. I don't get. There's opportunities out here, bro, for success. A motherfucker can get on YouTube like I'm doing. Millionaires are made every day on YouTube, bro. Motherfuckers click on this shit every day.
Unless he's begging, because I don't know.
I can't see anything because there's so many.
Yeah, I have to beg too.
Oh no, that was fireworks.
What do you mean?
4th of July? Boom! Fireworks. That was fireworks. I'm live right now. I can actually, you can see it later and hear it on here later when I'm done on my live feed. But yeah, there was firework.
Oh, really?
Boom! Yeah, it was an orange one.
No, but somebody was actually banging the wall.
That could have been that, but that's all I heard.
Oh.
I didn't hear no banging no walls.
I don't know, but it was louder.
Bro, you're not in the pinta no more, homie.
You can
Hasta
feel
fire.
I'm trying to fall asleep.
All right, brother. Good night, man.
All right. I'm out to be. It's Saturday anyway. It ain't even. Hey, Tom. I'm pretty sure everybody caught that that loud. That was firework. They're talking about somebody banging on the wall. It gets weird out here, bro. Right here where I'm at, this shit gets weird. There's somebody died yesterday. I think it was yesterday. My mom and them were trying to get me to go right over there. I'm like, man, go see what happened. It's all taped off. I'm like, nah, I ain't trying to go see nobody right now. And I thought about it, you know what I mean? And I was like, nah, fuck that. I let the weight of my shoulders carry me back into my room. I wasn't even trying to do it. Hell no. I was not trying to go get next to a corpse. Because that's the thing about right here, bro. Like, 2 weeks ago, I lose track of time. But about 2 weeks ago, so I'm walking to Walgreens and they're taping it off back. There's a body back there behind the Home Depot and shit. And it's so frequently around here, you know what I mean? That one was more likely an overdose, exposure, death, because it was, man, you fuck around and smoke your little pill and shit, you fuck around and nod out right here in the sun on that motherfucking concrete or somewhere that sun hits you, you know, you dead. You see the light. You see the light. I know the light. You see the light. Yeah. That's how I say when you say that up there in Utah. That's how my mind started wondering. I started imagining what it's like. I've never been up there, but I started imagining, you know, just the fresh air and how fucking I imagined it would be. Lot more. That's the thing too. Like when I was in Texas, like I didn't get no sense of the politics. Like even though I'm fucking with the homies from Tango Blast out there, the homie Humpy's step brother, she was 21 out the gate from TDC out there, and that's who we're working with out there in Central Texas between Killeen to Austin, Killeen to Waco. They're from Waco. But I remember being out there and like I loved it out there. Yeah. So I gave my life to him at that time. And I'm gonna end this one with this. We'll give you my testimony. So this is 2000. My son's grandmother, Tanya Jewell, rest in peace, is murdered. She's stabbed by her nephew, Bucky. At this time, it's just death everywhere. Like that. These fools had just gotten arrested because that shit just happened in New Mexico. So they snatched all them up. They have nothing on me on nothing. I didn't do nothing. I wasn't part though. I'll tell you that. Nobody. And I'm in the valley of the shadow of death. If you don't, what David said in that Psalm 23 was literal. It's a literal metaphor. He was literally there. He's explaining something. I was so conditioned by it. Like I would train myself. I would sit my gun on the trash when I go to dump. So I would sit it and I would drop it, or I would do that with other things and drop it, just to my reflexes. to be able to move that quick and to be able to shoot that fast on target from the hip. And it was everywhere. You know what I mean? Like I'm implicated in so much, and it's, you know, everybody want me buried. This shit just happens, and so I'm sitting on the couch, and I'm dumbfounded. I'm perplexed. I'm drooling. I'm just like, I'm gonna die. I don't know how it's gonna come. If it's gonna be in my food, if it's gonna be in this cup of water, if it's gonna be in the shower, or this last bread. I don't know how it's gonna come. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm in tune with these streets always. You have to hit me from real far. You're not getting nowhere. I don't care. You have to come really strong. You have to hop out shooting wild with a whole bunch of motherfuckers. Because otherwise, you're not gonna. Too quick. Anyway, so I'm sitting there, and my son's mom, she sees me, and she's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I tell her, I said, "Man, I need to get right with God, or I'm gonna die." And she's like, "Oh my God, I've been feeling the same way." You know what I mean? Like, I've been feeling like something's gonna happen to you, like I'm gonna lose you. You know what I mean? And so she's sitting there on the couch. She comes sit there on the couch with me, and we're crying and shit. We're having this moment, and the phone rings, and it's the homie Gabe Man Harris. He's a pastor now. Now, I ain't seen Gabe since I caught my case, because he was staying over there. Him and Monique would be over there all the time. When we got shot up, they were up there that day. When we got shot up on 15th Street in Osborne, when Yuck and them lit us up that day. I mean, Trap, man, he had me on a scope. That shit is, thinking about that shit, he had me on a scope. Double tap. And so I hadn't seen him since, you know what I mean? And so I get this call from him, and he's like, "Hey, the Lord put it on my heart to invite you and your lady to church. You know what I mean? Me and Marvin wanted to invite you to church and shit." So we're in the midst of this when this call comes through. So you can imagine my response is without question. So it's Sunday, we're gonna go. But when the call hangs, she has her reservations because my son's mom is raised, you know, Apostolic Pentecostal, whatever. And, you know, she had her church, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't her church type of shit. So, but as I would explain, it's not about that. I'm not going there for no people. I'm going there to hear God. It's kind of, you know what I mean? We go. It's like over here in University, 40-some. I don't know. It's a big church, big kind of too much, you know what I mean, kind of churches. And I remember Tamara wasn't feeling it the whole time. And I know when she's like, yeah, she'll fuck the whole mood up, man, without saying a word. And she was in that kind of vibe with that energy. Actually, my son fell off the god, because he's in this car seat and he's on a chair, and I don't know why she put him right there. And I told him to sit right. She's like, "No, I don't right there." He ends up falling out the chair on the thing. And thank God he wasn't a crybaby, so he didn't cry. Actually laughed. Like, I made him laugh before he could. He was shocked, but I made him laugh. And but we get home. And we're embroiled in this discussion about churches, the divisions of the devil, the demon nation or denominations of, you know what I mean? So my point's always going to be the same. I don't go there for God. I don't go there for man. My relationship is about God. I don't care about that. Do you not understand who the fuck I am? Do you not understand what the fuck I'm going through? And she has to sleep in the bed with me, mind you. And she'll tell you, like, I'll wake up scratches. I die in my sleep. I wake up gasping for air. I get killed and die in my sleep. Well, I know more. It's been a couple years. It's been a while, but so she's like, you know, by my church, this, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm like, so in the middle of this, the phone rings, and it's a sister from her church. I can't remember her name. So it's revival at her church, and she's like, the Lord put it on my heart to invite you guys to church and this and that, you know what I mean, whatever. And, you know, it's without questions, like, cool, I guess that's the one, you know what I mean? For me, that's my vibe, that's how I'm feeling. And I've told this story before. I've done this on a video before. I told this before about the dollar. It made me cry before about the dollar. I had $1 in my pocket. That's all I had left to my name. And so she picks us up and everything. We go to Revival, and it's a new. They have built a new church on like Yorkshire and 35th Avenue, Christ Temple, and I'm greeted at the door by the ushers, and they're a couple of Chicanos, you know what I mean, slick hair, and you know they look like they've been there, you know what I mean. They was heavy from the shoulders. They looked like they've been there. Some pretty tough hombres, you know what I mean. But real soft, real, you know what I mean? There was something real invitational, real like, I was welcomed by that, like, okay, I like it. It's a little more hood. Felt a little good. There was another one. Just I looked over there and seen him before it popped. And so we sit, you know, towards the back, middle. I want to be around nobody, whatever type shit. And she gets some greetings or whatever. And then, you know, as we're sitting there amongst ourselves and shit, the two usher dudes, they come up, and they just so happened to be my primo Mike Chavez, rest in peace, and brother Henry Flores from Southside 35th, and it was, what's good, Archie Crafty was cracking. And so all I remember about the sermon is Pastor Hogan looking me dead in my eyes when after the whole, you know, everything that goes into it. And he's like, we got some unclean spirits in here tonight. You know what I'm saying? And the rest of it just, everybody was just, and so it was just fire, you know what I mean? I don't remember much else after that, but it was over and there's altar call time, you know what I mean? And so, I go up there. Well, let me go back. When they go to I don't remember which comes first, but the breaking of the bread part. And I got this $1 in my pocket. And I thought to give it. I even thought to give it when I left for a blessing. But I had reservations for a reason. You know what I mean? And so I withheld that $1 from that basket that day. And I remember for the longest time feeling like, man, years and years and years and years and years. I still feel like I dropped that in the bucket. I'd have got my return for it, and what I wanted, what I needed for it, or I thought I did at the time anyway. But the Lord knows best. We all know that all things work together for good to those who love Christ, those who are called according to His purpose. That's a various translation, but so I go up, we do the altar call. I go up on the altar call, and at first just, you know, just standing there and praying or whatever, because my cousin Michael and brother Henry get me to go up there, and they're praying, got the hands on me and everything and praying, and I'm like I'm just coming undone right? So my shoulders start loosening, and I'm buckled to a knee. I'm buckled to my knees, and my face is planted. And everyone in the church is gathered around now, and everyone's hands on, hands down. Everyone. I didn't realize that until I got up out the pylon, out the Smith and Queer we used to play. But I felt so like, I really felt that like, it would dawn on me later that the devil, the delusion, the lie. So my life doesn't get better, bro. It gets worse. Obviously, it didn't get better. That wasn't his plan for me. So anyway, let's fast forward, because there's a lot to the story. There's a lot of stories in between. There's a lot of shit that happened in them 21 months I was out. So me and the homie Lunatic get arrested on armed robbery, which I forced him into, and he's a juvenile, and that's fucked up. And I won't get into that, but because I want to pick up with the testimonial, because it's about the testimonial. I get arrested. It's in the record. They asked me the question, were you going to suicide by cop? And I didn't answer the question, but yeah, that's what I was going to do. Lunatic knows. That's why he bailed out on me. He had to save both of our lives. And so I get to the county. Speaking of Utah, I get to the county. As soon as I get there, a funny thing, I always lied to girls and told them my birthday was Valentine's Day, but my birthday is February 13th. I always told them it was the 14th. Then when I clock in, I give my fingerprints, give my name, you know what I mean? I'm quick to that shit, bro. I've done it so many times. I know how to rock and roll, bro. Let's get the fuck gone. I want to go lay back down. And so I just jot off, 2/14/75 in my social. And I'm just exhausted. Like, I wanted to die, you know what I mean? And so she come back, like, are you sure your birthday's that? I was like, oh shit, you fucking know. And then they put me in the holding real quick after she did that, 'cause she went in there and checked. And that's when she came back out. They put me in a holding cell real quick, because it was the day after my mom's birthday, November 7th, that I got arrested. And I didn't talk to my mom in 2 months. We got in a fight and I hadn't talked to her in 2 months. And I called her the day after her birthday, and as soon as she answers the phone, accepts the call, I tell her happy birthday, day after her birthday. Anyway, after that, they put me in the ISO cell. The judge and the classification come sees me at the door, and I'm upstairs within a couple hours. And they put me in a cell I'm 25 at the time, and they put me in a cell with a older white Mormon dude. He was like 44, 45 at the time. And bro, as soon as my cell door closed behind me, and across pods from me, Sammy the Bull was right there. That's when they had caught that case. Sammy the Bull, Sean Atwood, and Gerard Gravano and all them. As soon as my cell door closes, bro, I didn't give a fuck who was in my cell or none of that, bro. I just wanted to cry, bro. I just was so broke. I just wanted to cry, Lord, why? I'm crying at the top, like, cry me. I don't give a fuck who the fuck you are. Like, I'm just, Lord, why? And this man couldn't take it. He falls down with me and fucking, he starts crying and fucking praying with me and shit. And finally I come to and shit. And he hands me the most lukewarm, watered down, New Testament only version of the Bible. and I crack it. And that became a practice. And on that time, I looked right here because I just, at first I would do it, but now I do from this side. But I looked for the first verse up there in that row, and it was Romans 8:28. And we know that all things work together for the good to those who love God, those who are the called according to His purpose. And from that began rabbinical studies myself. Torah, Talmud, Tanakh, I don't know how many different translations of the Holy Bible. I only mess with the King James though, for a reason. I know the histories of them, plus the Holy Quran, plus the historical references of all of it, plus the actual historical references of all the prophecies, with exception of what has not been fulfilled yet in the book of Revelations, which is the last chapters leading into the last final chapter of Revelation. We're long past chapter 13. That was the Dark Ages. That's when the Pope and them did that shit and brought us here. This is a historical record. Daniel says that he would think to change times and laws, which he did. The calendar. We're on a Gregorian calendar, and the same person who did that, the Pope, was to change the law, which is the Sabbath, which is the Sabbath just ended. It's Friday at sundown to Saturday at sundown, and so, you know, and then there's a lot to those prophecies. And if you like Google the time when the Gregorian calendar and all this shit comes into play, and then you Google like, because it says that for a times, and a divide of times, which equates to 350 years. Yeah, I was getting ready to bounce anyway because it's after 10 o'clock. I know there's 6 people still on there. It's been 77 minutes. 77. Damn, that's the longest time I've been on there. It's 10:17. I gotta get in there, man, because my sister's in there. She's sleeping and she's got to go to work in the morning. And homie just bounced on me too. And I just noticed my shit's going out too. I don't know when I'm gonna do this again. What's up? Why you didn't say nothing, fool? I was gonna go in too. Hold on, man. The only thing is I don't want to be right here because I'm out the window. Hold on. Bro, I didn't tap in early. I didn't want to sit on this side, but I want to get away from that window. What's good? What's good over there in the hood? Hey, you still working on that book? We got to get together on that. I might even have somebody that can help you with writing, or even be able to ghostwrite. That's writing for a publishing company. My son actually, he just got a job writing for a publishing company, and he is a man with writing. But I know you're doing your own. But yeah, hey, did you check your inbox on Messenger? Because I sent you my number. That's my number right here. Just text first. Because it won't go through otherwise. Just text and let me know it's you, and I'll put you in my contacts. That way we can chop it up, and man, we can just pull up. You know what I mean? Just let me know and shit. We, you know what I mean? Post right here in the parking station, whatever, where, how you want to do it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look, I'm gonna put it out there because this is what I was thinking. It's on you. It's 100 on you, but to chop it up at the gym. That's on you. I won't dare do that what I did before, bro. I'm not. You understand what I'm saying? I'm coming with all respectability to all the homies, bro. But you know what? I wanna talk with you because it's like we had a long talk, bro, and then when I threw your name out, that's like, yeah, you know what I mean. So it's like, none of us right there, we're not on that. We all know where where we're at with shit, you know what I mean? And I know that you guys have your thing with over there, and you know, you see, I'm good, bro. Like I'm good with you. I mean, I talk with Michael. You know, Keenan's on my shit. Keenan, it's all love. You know what I'm saying? Keenan knows it's all love with all of them. Even with rolled up on with Angie's brother and all their moms, and it's all love. But like I don't got with no one over there, homie. You know what I mean? But at the same time, there are those that, you know, I guess they feel however they do. I'm praying we can shed some light on all this. You understand what I'm saying? And cause you see how much you gain from me shedding light on all this stuff and realizing that, you know, cause look, bro, like it's a thing with us is like with Fantastic Forces that there were rival gangs before we formed that alliance. Think about it. There were rival gangs before we formed that alliance, and the hoods didn't agree with it. That like it wasn't and it really all that accepted like people think. Like there was a lot of static in my neighborhood in particular. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some conflict with some homies from the hood. Homies get shot over, you know what I mean? Like Fantastic Forces, we were forced. We were to be fucked with. We were an alliance, fool. They WBP, 9th Street, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Hey, that's I told like I was talking with Benji, bro. Like I said I want to talk with Benji. I want to get with Benji because like Benji has a better memory. And he has more stories like of from that time. His POV's probably best within Fantastic Four stories. You know what I mean? I don't know who else is around and what they remember from them time. But I know Benji remembers a lot because Benji's a different kind of hood classic. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a different kind of hood classic. He's a historian too. You know what I mean? And like just like with you and we're historians. We love the hood. You know what I mean? And we see because we know what our conflicts have been. We know how our wars have been in comparison and contrast to everything we see online with everywhere else. You know what I mean? And we know how compressed we are in that little area, and there's very few places like that. There's that many gangs down one side street, like Fillmore. You got that many gangs on one street in such a short distance. They ain't like that nowhere else. And we was all rivals, except for Fantastic Four. And that's the thing is like, let me just kill this shit if I can. But and see that's the thing, like a lot of people don't know. And then like with you guys and your generation is I don't know. Like I don't know what your guys' static was, you know what I mean? But I know where it comes from. I know where that whole disrespect, the way that it turned and what it became and where, you know, we know that it starts in 88, like the OGs, like they had their shit too, you know what I mean? But they go Ben right there, look. You see it, little Bobo? You see Benji's all right there too. Hey, I was telling baby, see that's the thing. We gotta get together at the gym, bro. Hey, Benji, remember we used to be in the gym behind Danny's house with Michael? Huh? Remember we used to be back there? Lola thought he was the shit all the time, huh? Yeah, hey, JB, he's a kukui. He's young. But okay, JB's a different kind of kukui. You hear him, Benji? Lil Bobo, he said, what's up? But, yeah, because Jesse was a fucking booty bandit from his juvenile years. So he's a different kind of kukui. He's a different kind of stalker. But that'd be interesting to get his story, huh? The old guy made out of tin. Yeah. Remember the rings were made out of the water hoses with the shit on them. They be hanging. Don't touch the ropes. And he had the broken mirrors on the walls. I'm gonna tell you something about Champion though. Uh, Ben senses love, AJ. Hey, bro, Michael got up early in the morning, man. Them garden hoses. Michael got up in the morning, man. He used to jog to the Capitol and back and went and did his school, man. He was going to North. And Michael fought hard for that, man. There's a lot of time. I remember then they had a lot of film on I had all his fights, man. I remember seeing a lot of his old shit, watching some of his old shit. And he put in his time for that, man, and it's just tragic the way that shit turned out. And to think that I say this, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. That murder took that cost him that fight, bro. That cost him that gold medal. I don't think Michael should have lost. I think Michael should have won the gold. I mean, see, people don't understand. Like, we used to have to, I won't say me, but we, Fantastic Fours. Yeah, me too, Lil Hook got his. We used to have to protect Michael because he can't, you know what I mean? And motherfuckers used to try to snuff Michael, man. And he had Rita and shit. And like, that was like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody wanted Rita. And then Michael was, you know what I mean? He's a little pretty boy, little golden boy, this slick shit. You know what I mean? And he had that face to make you want to fuck him up that just looked like he thought he was the baddest motherfucker in the world. Sounding all squeaky shit, all like, I tripped out because I never realized how small Michael was until I caught my case and I'd seen what his weight and size and shit was, and I was like, damn. I thought he was big, like, because, you know, growing up next to him and shit, everybody was so much bigger than me. And then when I realized that, you just average, but matter of fact, you a whole lot BMI smaller than me. I'm a heavyweight. Holy Eastside, hell yeah, Holy Eastside for real. Oh, not when, hey, but that went Lolo's boxing career, because remember, Lolo wanted to box, and that fucking, he took Jeremy's tooth, his eyes rolled back, dude, and he just dropped. Yeah, I was there. Listen. If memory serves me correctly, tell me if I'm wrong. It was Homecoming. That was something. Matter of fact, that's when Kathy got her car stolen. Kathy got her car rocked. That's when Kathy got her car rocked right there in the street on 12th. If memory serves me correctly, wasn't Alex Sanchez in Salvador or Joe or them gonna fight? Some shit like that. They was, I don't know, I think they were scared of Alex though. They was kind of scared of Alex. Hey, but you know what though, Ben? He brought something to my attention, bro. Like, you sorted things out for me, because like people have a misunderstanding of this. Like with us in the beginning, from 88 up until like when the first shots get fired like that, it's about this. Like we were still looking to dump. Was it the next day? Yeah, that's right. Hey, see, now when I look at it, Benji, like, we weren't headed down a fucked up path, huh? Like, you were going to play football and you had potential, and Lolo was like, everybody, like, we had dreams. Angel and Joe were pussy hounds. Like, it no surprise that Now when I think about it, it's no surprise the three of them will get us embroiled in that shit. They just panties. That's all they, you know what I mean? But everyone, like, cause now when I think about it, like, we just fought and everybody's trying to get pussy. We know the time was. You know what I mean? We weren't on that shit. It's crazy. You know what I mean? And then just like that, you get woken up and you get fucking questioned, all this shit. What the fuck? What the fuck just happened? Baby Hookhead. And I didn't think about it like that. I was playing that man at the same time. Oh yeah, Canyon. Then you guys are you were on that team with Canyon there. Yeah, that's right, huh? Didn't you guys win? You guys won the state that year. You guys won the state, huh? Were you on the team that won the state? Was Kenny, Big Corey? I don't remember who else on that team. No, you guys had a beast ass team. Jeremy got knocked the fuck out though. I don't know. I have no idea what them fools from Southside 35th were thinking that day on the east side, trying to flex like that. Especially with a different, because like the homies from the Gates were there. There was homies from different places there. Like, oh, you guys lost in the semis? I couldn't remember, but yeah, I remember you guys were beast as fuck though. Michael and them, Michael Scott and them, the basketball, didn't they lose? They made it to the finals or the semifinals that year too, and hoop. Or was that before? Yeah, around that time. Shit, man, North High was crazy. You guys are fucking crazy. That shit was crazy. I was a little kid. I was like little, going to high school already. I was a little ass kid at high school, at the high school fucking proms. I did my high school prom when I was in the 6th grade or some shit like that. What year did you let's see, like 6th grade? Yeah, I did my prom by 6th grade. I can't remember. I didn't get it. We snuck into everywhere, huh? Like all motherfuckers did was snuck into some shit. Hey, what about that train though? At Struts at the. Hey, you know, Yuck tells a different story though about that shit, right? Fucking Yuck. Yeah. It was different though. Like, what was it like, Benji, when you guys started high school there? Was there like tension with the gangs and shit? No, huh? I don't remember it being that way. Cause everybody was about fucking partying, man. Everybody was about break dancing and getting girls, and girls about getting boys and all that shit. Motherfuckers were fast, bro. When I think about it now, when I look back on it and I reflect on our lives, and like I said, my prom, I was at your guys' proms and shit. I was at your guys' shit. Cause Fantastic Force was from what? The summer of '88. I mean, the summer of '84 to the summer of '88. So your guys' whole high school. We had fun though. We had fun as fuck. Hey, what's up with Seesaw? I heard he was in Mexico. When I was in Texas, Efren told me he was in Mexico. Somebody told me since I've been out that they seen him though. Can't remember who it was that told me they seen him. Last time I seen Lil Dookie, I was just telling my brother Michael right now. Last time I seen Lil Dookie, him is when I caught my case after them shootings and shit. Him and Bam were Sally's at Adobe Mountain, and they were Sally's and shit. They would be banging on each other. They didn't even fight or nothing. They would just sit there and bang on each other. You know, say fucking Bam had Dookie on top bunk and shit, and they'd be on a motherfucking window and shit. And I'll go over there and fuck with them. We just be banging on each other through the windows and shit, but laughing. That's how motherfuckers were at Adobe Mountain. Crips and Bloods were like that. Like, everybody get them back on the street, start shooting at each other. Get in there, what's up? It's a different story. Until Roly Poly got there. I was gone, though. I was gone. Yeah, there was a bunch of them over there, huh? Well, that's all their territory right there, G-Ro. Hey, you know what's crazy, Ben, is I didn't realize that G-Ro had been around that long until my brother had told me that shit. I didn't realize they were around that long. Boy, I had a bunch of them motherfuckers around there. They still can't fuck with the bottoms, bro. They still can't fuck with the Lower East Side. That's the north side right there. That's the northeast side. Can't fuck with the Lower East Side. Shit, we used to be over there all the time because in 1990, all of us used to party at Sonia Rivera's house all the time, bro. And Shaggy used to always have his mom's car, fool. She had that little 4-door, like light blue car. He would always have his mom's car, and him and little Albert would be together and shit. We'd always be together. We were. I talked to him the day before I got arrested, or actually, that Friday of that shooting that happened Friday, because one was like Friday or Sunday, however they happened. But that Friday, I seen them all at North. Yep. Damn. Everybody went on. They went to high school and had babies and shit. Motherfuckers, I get out and my neighborhood's at war with itself, and your neighborhood's at war with itself, and WEP got 1,000 different sets, and fucking, I didn't know where I was no more. It's crazy. I remember when I first moved out of the projects, because I get arrested for curfew, and then they take me back to Adobe Mountain. I'm in Globe, and they tell my mom she's got to move out of the projects, or I can't come home. I'll have to go to placement. So she moves out. I was telling my brother, because we just passed by there off of the Access 20 on 25th Avenue and Elm. And so from that point on, I start having these reoccurring nightmares of I was at Coronado and I'm barefooted and I'm by myself and I'm trying to get back to the projects, and like I'm lost and like it's a hopeless endeavor, and like I get like I'm with people and then I get lost and I'm by myself and I'm trying to get back to the projects. So like throughout the night, I wake and I fall asleep. I wake, I fall asleep. I wake, and my dream continues. There were only about 2. And Big Corey. Yeah, you know what? I didn't know until my brother told me that. I didn't even know Corey was from there either, bro. I didn't know nothing about that. My impression of Corey, honestly, was he was a jock. Like, I didn't look at them the same. Like, I don't know, bro. I had a different impression of that when you cross McDowell. My whole life, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like that was suburbia. That was not. That's not the. I didn't look at none of that to say. I did not know. That's crazy as shit, bro. That shit was there, and I didn't even know that. I'm over there in that fucking section all the goddamn time. We had some beef with them fools on the corner, but I didn't know that's where they're from. I remember we shot up the house that was right there on the corner where Sonia and them lived. We shot that motherfucker up a few times, but yeah, I didn't know fucking. G Road. But it was a different time though, man. That was a way, way different time, cause like guns wasn't a thought like that. Like even like we had them, the crew had them. I remember Salvador had that Uzi. Remember Salvador had that Uzi, and then the guns that Lolo, Dad, and all them had, and then at 38, we had guns, but that wasn't. That was a seldom thing, man, because motherfucker was just good. We was just trying to go break dance, and they was trying to get some pussy, then try to go cruising, or all of the above, huh? Nobody wasn't into that shit like that. Motherfuckers was fighting, but not like that. It was all about breakdancing until crack hit. Then it was on they get paid in food shit. All the dustiest motherfuckers from the projects, fucking all the dirtiest dustiest motherfuckers from the project. Them motherfuckers was coming through in Benzes. So I gotta get it complete. I gotta find out where people are. Hey, Chava. They call him Chava for. Hey, what's up with you? I went on them pages. I don't know who's running those pages with his name on them, but I was seeing something on there about him being in the hospital, and then pictures of him on there. He looks all he don't look too good, health wise. I know last time I seen him, he got I think he got sentenced to 9 more or 9.5 more. Yeah, got busted with 2 ounces in his booty hole coming out of visit. He got busted cold. Poop. You gotta go poop. Who's who? Yuck. That's something about yuck. I was asking how's he doing. I guess I had to be careful asking that question, huh, to a couple 9 shooters. I don't know. Might get cussed out right now. I should be careful talking to you guys, bro. For reals. Might not be good, might not be safe. I'm getting tired of hearing all these explosions, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm getting a fucking headache. This humidity's beginning to get to me. I think I'm gonna cut this one right now. Go ahead in here and get me something to drink. Get me something to eat. And I don't know when I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna check to see. I'm gonna check to see what the comments everything looks like after, and cause this was just on the fly. I just realized that whatever, just because I couldn't do it before. Now I could, so I figured fuck it. I'm just gonna run with it. I'm gonna try it and see how it goes. And I don't know. I had a whole different mindset of what I wanted to stage up, and cause I wanted to be able to look some stuff up, but yeah. Hey, I was thinking about that like Toucan Like how like these names that stuck, like the little homies they know them like by these names, Yuck and Toucan or whatever, but they don't know that homies got clowned. Homies got clowned, dog. That shit wasn't cool. That motherfucker made homie mad as a motherfucker. It just stuck. Trust me, if a name sticks, that's because the motherfucker homie got mad. Angel used to get mad about that shit. Follow the nose. It always does. Oh, fuck. Yeah, see, because we weren't always that, bro. You know what I mean? That's what people forget, man. See, and I'm going to end with this because I got a headache. I really do it. I haven't even taken my insulin because my brother came over and distracted me and shit. And then when I finally get back, because there's a crash on the freeway, when I finally get back, I got like 30 minutes to try to figure this shit out. So I didn't take my insulin or none of my fucking essential medications. My head's hurting, and he's getting to me. But I may even just do it again tomorrow. I don't know. I'll post a link on Facebook early enough though, because for me, it's like I said when I came into this, was it you know, I'm interning to be a CEO at my own fucking Fox Media right here. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get YouTube to pay me. You know what I mean? He used to fuck people. Oh, but remember, see, people forget that. See, man, you gonna keep me going with this shit, man. Fool. What was Yuck's name before though? It was Yuck, man. I ain't gonna call him that. He'll get mad at me. What was Yuck's name? Remember that night behind my crib, fool? Remember he called. Remember. Ricky Ramirez, Slick Rick called Yuck that name, and fucking. Well, he dropped Yuck, but Yuck slapped him over that shit. Yuck knocked him out cold over that shit. What they used to call him? Stink Bomb. OG. Hey, Yuck, he's OG Stink Bomb from fucking 9th Street. And he from Duper Villa. Stink Bomb, baby, well. That's fucking Stink Bomb, fool. Motherfucker. There's a reason why we call her Yuck, homie. The fucking. Oh, shit. Motherfucker. Stink Bomb, fucking Yuck. What up to who is that? This fool, Tucson in the casa. What's up, homie? Where you from? Where you at? Where you at out there in Tucson? I got some homies from fucking Southside Crips, homies from V-Style, homies from Hollywood. That's all love out there in Tucson. Salute, T-Town. Them motherfuckers get it out there. I'm telling you, don't go out there. Clutch your pearls. They'll jack your ass. I call that shit Tucktown for no reason. They tell you tuck your shit in. They gonna get up your fucking if you're a cartel or not out there in Tucson. They'll get you. Or you from Jollyville, salute. I'm trying to think of homies from Jollyville. What's his name? Last name's Timberlake, but I forgot what they call him. He's doing like 35 to life or some shit like that. I was in there with him for a minute. I think he was on a double homicide. I can't remember what they called him though. He's from Jollyville. Can't remember who else I know from out there. Yeah, salute Tucson though. I was just telling my mom, man, fucking, I wish I was mobile so I could take her down there because we got family roots out there in Tucson. Matter of fact, right there, St. Mary's, right there by the hospital, right there in that area. Cause like my mom's family, they come from like Benson, that area, Tucson. Shit, it's growing a lot out there too. I remember I tripped up the last time I went out there, how much it had grown, how I've seen them, how the expansion of the freeways and everything out there. Yeah, but that motherfucker, everybody I know going in there in the prison right now, Tucson's going in that motherfucker for armed robbery, jacking, kicking in doors, tying motherfuckers up. Tucson's crazy. They're going through there, huh? Hell yeah, it's greasy down there. See, I try to tell, like, cause I got the Crip homie over here. He's OG Justin Baycott. He's Tukey's Tukey Williams homie. Try to get him to understand the distinct differences between how we get down out here and how they get down out there. You know what I mean? Or in every different city. It's like I try to explain to him that, like, even here there's a difference between the way they get down in Tucson and the way we get down here. But then it's even different between the way we get down here in Phoenix and in Tempe or in the East Valley or the West Valley, or even from how we get down on the east side to how they get down on the west side or the south side. You know what I mean? And it's the same out there in Tucson. Like, homies thug it out different. You know what I mean? That's what I know. Cause like my best friend, Casper Lowe, Justin Parade, he's from Bilby, from Park and Bilby, from Southside Crip. He's one of the original 8. You know, from being around them, and then like Manny Lord, that's another solid one of the homies from Vista that, you know, the differences, you know what I'm saying, and from hood to hood or side to side, the way the homies act or the way homies are, you know what I mean? I can't keep, oh, okay. So I wasn't able to do this year, like get these, I said, yeah, it's on 6th Avenue. Oh, South 6 is grimy, bro. Bilby's all trailer parks, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, the homies was telling me how they had Park and Bilby on lock right there, how like nobody couldn't go through that intersection right there. Them motherfuckers are wilding out. That was they all caught a case together. Speedy and all them, Casper, Speedy, Black Sam from County Side. He's from County Side. South 6, Barrio Libre. That's been a minute. I can't remember who I remember from out there. Where's Garnot Big Spider from? I can't remember. Yeah, it is defunct. It is like even then, like, cause that's what, like, I guess Sam's a pastor now or whatever, cause he used to go visit Casper in there and shit, and that's what they say that then. Lopez, I want to say, I'm trying to think of where Weddle was from, Correo, because I know they were from the same hood. He used to actually, Spider used to take him on missions and shit when he was younger. I can't remember his first name, actually.
You want to give me how much longer?
Why?
Because it's already going to be 11. I need to go to bed.
Okay. Shit, bro, I couldn't. Hold on, let me grab this and go over here, cause this doesn't get on my nerves. I think so. Cause I think Guero was from Barrio Chicano. I just can't. I cannot for the life of me remember, but I think so. Could be. No, not shit. Actually, the last time I seen Big Spider was SMU2. We were in SMU2 together. Matter of fact, that's when Buddy got in hot water, when Buddy officially got put on the list, because Crow had called to get him out, and they actually moved him out of that pod and they put Big Spider into his cell. And then, cause he was on, Big Spider was only there for like a week, or two, and we were at Visit, and that's when I actually met. That's a big ass motherfucker too, man. Walking in, fucking ducking in under that shit. That's a big ass Mexican. Let me turn this around. I had to get from in the front because my sister's tripping. But trying to get this camera angle right too. But yeah, because there was conversations we were having about some shit that was going on at that time. Because actually at that time is when I got brought into the fold. And very, very few people knew about it for a reason, because I ain't gonna get into that. I'll get into that next. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna end this video because I ain't gonna take no more questions. I got in this video because I just got ran off on the front. You know what I mean? And this shit was on the fly, like I already explained. And I need to take my meds, man. So I gotta get it. But I'll get into that story. So next time I do get live, bring that back up, and we'll pick up from there. You know what I mean? And I'll just get into it like that. You know what I mean? And there's gonna be some things that, you know, you gotta be mindful of, man. I'm still, I ain't never turned. I ain't got no fucking deals, dude. So I'm subject to fucking being caught up in all that shit. So I gotta be mindful of that. Very, very, very mindful of that. You know what I mean? And you know, I do have Greyhound on my Facebook, friends on my Facebook, and he's someone that I would like to get on there too. You know what I mean? But that's something that has to be really, really thought out. But yeah, I'm gonna get in there, man, and I appreciate everybody tapping in. I appreciate the love from Ben and Lil Bubble, AJ, the homie from Tucson, homie from Tolleson. I'm out.